the way it works with punishing works in this game, and this is something I actually learned not too long ago, but like you're not really like waiting to see the end of the move. You're kind of just waiting for any sort of movement at all. You know what I'm saying? You don't have time to like look at them and be like, oh, okay, they're doing a heavy punch and then press the button. You just like twitch react to any sort of movement. Yeah. Heavy punch is kind of slow, right? So this is way easier because this is so much faster. So if you're twitch reacting, you can just hit it.
Oh, yeah, that's so easy.
And then into drive rush, into knockdown. Exactly.
But yeah.
Yeah, you got it. But I think that's where a lot of people trip up when they try to whiff punish. They're like, oh man, my reactions are like so bad. I can't like see somebody's like move and then whiff punish. What's up guys? In this video, I play a 1st to 5 with Strxtxs and we talk about how to formulate a game plan so you can play confidently and adapt on the fly. If you struggle with playing confidently and knowing how to adapt in tough scenarios, I know this video will be super helpful for you. And as always, if you like the content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the video. Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Yeah, well, it's nice to meet you, Strxtxs. I assume you've seen my video, so you know a little bit about me.
I think the one that actually like clicked for me when I saw your video was the one on the Plat Marissa, where you talked about like kind of the 3 basic ways of like
neutral styles,
neutral handle. Exactly. And I was like, oh, that's a good way of thinking about it. And I saw that you were just doing free booking, so I was like, why not?
Sweet. I'm glad people are like actually interested in the stuff, and you know the channel's growing a little bit, so I'm getting a few more requests.
Oh yeah, bro.
And I also
I hope it gets bigger.
Appreciate it, man. And yeah, like surprisingly not a lot of people play Jury. Like most people who I feel like she would be a popular character, right? But yeah, we can go ahead and run the set then. And surprisingly everybody always asks for 1st to 5. Most people don't want to watch the ranked replays. So
dude, I mean,
maybe I'll just start doing that by default. Go ahead.
Honestly, I think it's probably the best way of doing it, just because I feel like you'll be able to much more force my mistakes rather than other people kind of like falling for some of my gimmicky stuff that I do that's like not real.
Yeah, I got you. Before we go to the replays, I think I just want to like talk about some stuff in the training mode, if you think that's cool.
Yeah.
So the first thing I want to ask is like, when you go into a game, what is your like game plan? Do you have a game plan, I guess?
Kind of generally, like my game plan when I go into a game is I want to get like an idea of like how the other person's gonna play. So like I won't generally like drive rush in unless I see them like sitting back here like throwing fireballs. Like if their game plan is to like play back, I'm gonna like rush them down a little bit more. My general goal is just to be able to get them knocked down once, like off of like a medium store, so that I can kind of just basically like set play them from there and make them guess for game every time.
Yeah. I like what you said. I actually think that is a solid game plan, honestly. But I think my first intuition is that like, do you have like a plan for the footsie neutral game yet? Or like, what is kind of your plan in
so like
footsies?
Generally, if I see somebody who's throwing out a lot of like so like if I see like a Marissa throwing out like Gladius, just like for the easiest example, I'm gonna be like trying to whiff punish it with like stand fierce or like crouch medium kick. Alternatively, if they're like really just being really patient, I'll just like fish for stuff, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes there's like drive rushing in, like if they're just absolutely holding on to like no buttons. But yeah. I feel like at higher levels, people are probably going to check me a lot more on drive rush.
Yeah, and I think you kind of noticed that, like in our game. You even said it during the match. Like I pretty much checked everyone. I think there's actually one that I didn't check that I missed.
No. You're like checking me all the time, and the problem is I think sometimes I get in my head and I'm like, okay, I need to use a different button, but I don't even think it's the button. It's just I can't be drive rushing at people who are only going to be like. Who are going to be checking it, especially if it's like a disjoint.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like in the Ditto, this move is very good. It can be trained very well in the Ditto, where like you can pretty much stuff every drive rush if you're really ready for it. Basically, what would happen in our games is it seemed like you realized you couldn't drive rush, so you kind of stopped drive rushing. But then I was kind of able to like take over with like in neutral. Like as a layer 1, me as a player, I like to like just play in a space where like you can't really hit me, you know what I'm saying? And I noticed a lot of times you wanted to close the gap, but you were a little bit unaware of the full range of my heavy kick. So I would actually clip you at this a lot. Like just walking forward.
I noticed a couple of times I was trying to use this.
I do like this move, but I think it's pretty situational. Yeah, it's slow. And if you're fighting somebody like me who like, for me as a layer 1, I like to like just check my opponent, just see if their spacing is good, and if their spacing isn't, then I'll usually just clip them with this or this, you know what I'm saying? The first thing would be like, if you notice that I'm like clipping you with this move or just any poke, it doesn't really matter the matchup. You want to really make sure that you're like really just outside of it, you know, which is hard, but it is probably the most important thing. I mean, you kind of realize what's happening, right? I was basically checking every drive rush. I wasn't really drive rushing myself that much. Yeah, I think that like you kind of realize that we were gonna have to play footsies to fight in the game. But I think you just really want to focus on your spacing and like really be aware of like what you're getting clipped by and like stay just out of that range, because I actually don't think you whiff punish this a single time.
Question: what should I whiff punish it with? Is that like a crouch medium punch whiff punish?
Yeah, that's good. You can also whiff punish it with your very unheavy punch. So like it's hard, but like the way it works, whiff punishing works in this game, and this is something I actually learned not too long ago, but like you're not really like waiting to see the end of the move. You're kind of just waiting for any sort of movement at all. You know what I'm saying?
Almost like predicting what button they're gonna be like using.
You don't have time to like look at them and be like, oh, okay, they're doing a heavy punch and then press the button. You just like twitch react to any sort of movement. Yeah, I was basically like doing this every time, but if you twitch react, you can do it pretty easily. Yeah, so you got
it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, see.
Okay.
And it's even easier. Heavy punch is kind of slow, right? So this is way easier because this is so much faster. So if you're twitch reacting, you can just hit it.
Oh, yeah, that's so easy.
And then into drive rush, into knockdown. Exactly.
But yeah.
Yeah, you got it. But I think that's where a lot of people trip up. When they try to whiff punish, they're like, oh man, my reactions are like so bad. I can't like see somebody's like move and then whiff punish. But you're not really like seeing the whole move. You literally just see them like move and then you just hit it, you know? I would say the first thing is just like notice when you're getting clipped by something walking forward. And then if you are getting clipped by stuff walking forward, you can try to whiff punish and whatnot, you know? And yeah, it's just like reacting to the initial frames.
When I noticed somebody buffering, right? Like when you had the HP lead and I was kind of like low HP in one of the games.
Yeah.
You're basically like buffering back here, waiting to see if I like drive rush at you.
Oh yeah, I was ready to hit level 3. You didn't do it, which is really smart.
So like if I see somebody buffering, is that a situation where I should like drive rush jab to see if I can like bait a reaction?
I think that's good, honestly. Yeah, I think that you probably would have baited me with that, to be honest. You're talking about just like drive rush jab block. Yeah. I think that would be a great use, honestly. Yeah, but that is one option, baiting it there. You can also, if somebody's just like actually buffering and you know they're buffering, you can literally just walk them down, you know, because they're not gonna react
to somebody walking into range of it. And if they do, well, like I can just block.
Yeah, like if I'm buffering, you just walk me down and then I'm forced to do something, right? Then the mind game happens. I'm not gonna like do this because that's like super brain dead. So yeah. I'm probably gonna like get scared. You're like exerting pressure towards me and then I'm like, oh fuck, and I'll like whiff something that you can whiff punish, or like I might do a heavy button and then you block and then you're plus and you can take your turn back, you know, like that kind of mind game. And I know you wanted to talk about like when to use Feng Shui versus level 3. I guess like, do you have any like preconceived notions about it right now, or like do you just want to hear what I think about it? Yeah.
The idea is like level 3 is a lot of damage, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes if you can close out the game and use like a level 2, you can, especially if it's like a round 2 and you're going to go to a third game, you can just save the meter over for it. And so if you're confident you can end the game with level 2, you should be using it. And it's like really good for burnout pressure, right?
Yeah, I agree with
the whole like fuzzy guarding thing where you like jump medium punch and then you heavy punch on the way down, or heavy kick on the way down, and it like can catch people trying to like block the low.
Yeah. Are you talking about the triple overhead thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's called fuzzy guarding is what Nephew refers to it as.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The burnout triple like in the air thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because it gets really crazy, and you can also just not do one of the buttons and then do a low, and it's like
Yeah.
almost impossible to react to.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's really good as well.
so like that's kind of like my thought process on it. It's just for me, I know that you can hit confirm off of crouch medium, and I know you can do it off of stand fears, but it's like, holy crap, I just struggle to do that so much.
Yeah, I think that like you'll be able to hit confirm stuff better if your neutral is better. You know what I'm saying? So like for example, like I was like I kind of had the read on you that you like to walk forward and then your spacing would be like slightly off and I would clip you like this. So like in that type of situation, I could also just do this. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's gonna hit, or I at least know that there's a high percentage chance that it'll hit. You know, which is what allows you to get the buffer off, because like there's zero chance that you're just gonna throw something out and you're like not confident it's gonna hit. You just like don't really know, and then you're gonna be able to buffer cancel. You know, you have to like kind of have it in your head where you're like, I'm pretty sure that this is gonna hit. For something like that, for something like this, it's a little easier. You know, because it's just
that
like,
one I can. I think that's kind of why I use this one as a crutch, is because this one you have 30 seasons to react to it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's kind of slow, so you can't really whiff punish with it. It's like in the 3 rotational styles of neutral, it's definitely an Okiwaza move in the sense of like it's to catch somebody moving into the space. I would first focus on like your footsies in neutral and your spacing, because improving that will allow you to get more of these types of confirms, you know. It's not good to just be like throwing this out random and be like, oh, I hit it, now I can cancel. You know, it's more like you want to be confident that it's gonna hit.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And then you probably already know that like you can just do like, if they're like low on drive, you can just like do this into like the DI combo. Let's see. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
I can send you that combo as well to lab, but that's the max damage DI combo. I only do it if I can burn it. I only do level 2 pretty much if I know for a fact it's like a guaranteed burnout. I think that's a good place to start. Obviously, it's like way more like high skill than that. There are a lot more scenarios you can use it in, but I think that like as a step 1, you want to use it when you can like burn them out and pressure them in the corner with the triple overhead thing and then like kill them, you know, because it's like that's like a really good scenario for you.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How I know Marissa's supposed to be an easy matchup, or an easier matchup, right?
Yeah.
And I have it like an understanding of like you can whiff punish her and stuff like that, but I genuinely feel like I lose to Marissa more than most other characters. Like I feel like I lose to Marissa more than Guile.
Would you say you're pretty consistent with punishing Marissa?
Not super consistent on it, and I think it's just because I'm scared of like getting hit with her armor. Because like usually how it goes is I'll drive rush into a Marissa, like at any point she like armors me, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta play like a bitch because she's gonna do that every time.
I think random drive rush is kind of like
what Marissa wants you to do.
Kind of, yeah. Like, because Marissa's like a big, like, chunky character where, like, you don't want to play too sporadic against her because, like, she does more damage than you, right? So, like, if you play in a sporadic, like, play style, they'll probably win just because they do more damage, you know? So you want to play more of a footsie game against them, I would say. You can still incorporate drive rush, but I think you want to play more of a footsie game. Because if they do random Gladius, yeah, like, that's really good.
Oh, okay.
With punishing with heavy punch is really good against that, but you have to you just have to be like clean with it, you know, like know the timing and be able to whiff punish it without getting counter hit. To make it even easier, crouching medium punch is also very good for this because it's so fast. Like you can react to after it comes out. You just want to like, if you watch your, I think I know probably why you feel like scared. You probably just feel scared because like it's hard to whiff punish and like you're like, oh, like what are all the possible things that can happen? But like, if you just space properly, it's not going to hit you, even if you do nothing, right? So the first thing you want to watch is your spacing because you know like you won't get hit by it. And then if you know you won't get hit by it, just go for the crouching medium right after the hitbox comes out, and you'll get the feel for it over time. You want to make sure you buffer drive rush though, you know? Yeah, like that, and then you get your knockdown. But yeah, I think that like really focusing on crouching medium punch is really good in this matchup because like you know about like the Superman punch thing. What is it? What is Superman punch anyways? I don't even know.
It's DP.
Oh, it's DP. Okay. Yeah, you know how like it like crouching medium punch. Oh, sorry, crouching medium punch beats this thing clean.
Oh.
You can just react to the anti-air. Yeah, it's the best anti-air for it. See, and then you get Oki.
What?
Yeah, so like crouching medium punch beats like everything she does if you like time it well. You really want to just like wait for her to fuck up because Marissa's like always pressing shit. You know, they're always like doing this or like this, and you kind of have an answer to everything if your spacing is good and you are like practiced with the punishes with the right timing. You know. I would go for it. You're gonna get counter hit. I still get counter hit by it sometimes because I fuck up the spacing, I fuck up the timing, but
that's how you get better.
Yeah, that's how you get better at
messing it up 30 million times.
Yeah.
Once you get it down,
it's like you know how I was checking every drive rush that when we played our sets before.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a time where I would try to check every drive rush and I would get counter hit like literally 80% of the time. Like a lot of this game is just like training stuff and like being able to do it properly, and then like once you get it done properly they can't do anything, right? What's going to happen to a Marissa when you can whiff punish every one of these and hit them out of every one of these? Like what are they going to do? They're going to be like, oh fuck, I don't know what to do now, you know?
Like I have no way of getting in.
Yeah. And that's like the cool part of the game, right? Like when you can stop everybody's bullshit and then they're forced to play footsie with you and then your footsies are clean too, it's like, you know, it's over for them, you know?
Yeah, I remember you were saying something about like what is it that you're gonna lose a lot before you improve when you're like focusing on a new thing.
Totally,
and I think it's just very frustrating sometimes when you lose to a player. You're like, man, I just don't feel like I should be losing to them, but it's because you're just trying new stuff out.
Yeah,
and it's like, man,
and like the thing you just have to remember, like I already know you're already good at like doing your jury drive rush pressure into like plus frames, into like corner pressure. I know you're good at that, you know, but like doing more of that over and over and over again, it's only going to get you so far. In order to really improve, you need to work on the things that you're bad at, you know, which is like defense, and it's like neutral and whiff punishing and stuff like that. That's the stuff that's really going to make you improve a lot, but at first it's going to make you lose a lot because you don't know what you're doing with it. You're just not practiced, you know. And the thing about playing super aggressive is it's really dice rolling. That's something that I had to learn personally, right? Like I actually got jury to 1800 MR playing very aggressive, and like I hit a massive wall where I couldn't improve because like people in high elos, they have good defense, and if you're playing dice rolly, you burn all your meter, they break your defense, and then you're fucked because you have to fight them at neutral now with no meter, and then they're just better at neutral than you know. In order to really be good, you want to like be well-rounded, you know. We love the round start EX. It's very good. Nice throw.
Man, you are so good at checking my freaking drive rush.
Yeah, it's very important to check the drive rush in the jury matchup, I would say.